Hi, Chris.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Can't complain. So I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about what's bothering you today.
Well, I find myself getting really sad and sometimes upset and just downright angry for no reason. Sometimes I feel like I kind of know the reason, but it's bothering me.
Okay, let's talk about that a little bit more. What is the reason? What do you think is going on that's making you upset?
Yeah. So this month is the anniversary of my aunt's passing. I was really close to my aunt, and she was kind of like my big sister. There's not many years between us, and so she was kind of like a big sister figure, at times a mother figure. She's just kind of like a best friend, and lost her suddenly 6 years ago, and it's just been hard to cope, especially this time of year.
I understand what you're saying. I lost my grandparent and my uncle when I was both my grandparents and my uncle, and I was very close to all of them. Let's talk about the anger a little deeper.
Yeah.
What does that look like for you? What makes you angry about the situation?
Yeah, so sometimes it just, I start thinking about how she's not here, and and sometimes just dealing with, I want to call her, I want to talk to her, I've got an issue, and normally she'd be my go-to, and she's not here, and so I'd get really ticked off, and sometimes I just get upset, and I yell or I just cry, and get really upset.
So you're angry with her for not being here, or am I understanding that correctly?
I'm just upset, I think, in general, that she's just not here. I mean, it's not her fault. It's just that's life, and I've never had to deal with anybody passing like that before, other than like my great grandparents when I was younger, but they were older, so I knew that was coming. This was just so sudden, and it just blindsided me and the whole family and a lot of friends and things.
So you must have been feeling some kind of shock when she passed away then. It wasn't expected.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I felt shock is definitely the word that I would use. I felt very in shock, I suppose, and that's the part that I think I've never experienced before. I've never had anything so traumatic happen in my life. Not that it happened to me personally, because it happened to all of us, but I've never experienced anything like that. So yeah, I was in a state of shock, and maybe a bit catatonic at times, and sometimes that even happens. That comes in waves. That shock comes over me. Especially probably this time of year.
So you said she passed away 6 years ago. Is that correct?
Yeah, 6 years ago on St. Patrick's Day.
So what has just now prompted you to talk about this and kind of figure out what's going on with your emotions?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I feel like I'm living in this this perpetual cycle that's just never going to change. I this time of year especially, I get really upset or sad. If I'm not really upset, I tend to eat my emotions and my feelings, and so that has led to obesity in my life, and I just kind of want to deal with all that stuff. I want to get back to living my life like I was before she passed away. I want to get back to normal living.
Okay.
And so
let's talk about that a little deeper. Why do you think that her death has affected or made you deal with obesity? How do you think that's intertwined? I don't quite understand.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's hereditary or what, but I feel like myself and even other family members, we deal with that. We deal with our pain, not through alcohol and drugs, but through chocolate and pop and chips and comfort foods. And so when she passed, I just wanted to feel good, and so I eat, and then I know it's kind of a funny phrase, I eat because I'm unhappy, and I'm unhappy because I eat. I know that's been used like in a movie as like a funny little thing, but it's true. I just I'm unhappy because I eat, and I eat because I'm unhappy. So I feel like I'm in this carousel of just the same thing over and over every day, and I just want to get out of it. So,
Okay, what do you think you can do to help yourself get out of that cycle?
yeah. I think talking about it is important. I've never been through any sort of grief counseling or anything like that, and I know that there are steps to grief counseling. There are steps to grief, and that's not something. I guess maybe I was just too prideful to admit that, or I didn't want anybody's help. All I wanted to do was just be alone and eat. But I know talking about it, even right now, it's easier. I'm having not as hard of a time talking about it now as I would have, say, last year, the year before. The year she passed, and the following year, couldn't even say her name, couldn't watch videos or anything like that, or look at pictures of her without bawling my eyes out. But now I can actually talk about her without crying too much.
Okay.
So I think talking about it, and then of course time just heals everything.
Okay.
So
things are getting better as time goes on.
they are, but this time of year, when I'm trying to remember her life, I can't help but think about her death, and so I struggle. I still struggle with it, and it's something that bothers me, and I want to get out of that.
Grief is something that can take a lifetime to deal with, so I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I can sit and talk with you for a while if that would help.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you have time, that helps.
Okay.
I think talking about that helps.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Thank you.
You're welcome.